Hello, welcome. I'm Cindy Girton Anderson, Director of the Washington State Employee Assistance Program, and I'll be providing you with a 15-minute orientation to your EAP benefit. The EAP first began in 1972 as a workplace alcohol intervention program called the Employee Advisory Service, or EAS. Over the years, our mission broadened to support the well-being of public employees in all areas of life so that we can promote a resilient and productive workforce. We help employees address both personal and work-related concerns by offering free and confidential services. RCW 4104700 describes why your employer offers the EAP as a benefit free of charge to you. There is a good business case for offering an employee assistance program. In fact, research shows that when employees use their EAP, it reduces absences from work, increases focus and engagement at work, and improves satisfaction with work and with life overall. These outcomes are positive for everyone, both the employee and the organization. Your employer also strives to be an employer of choice by encouraging health and well-being. EAP is a key part of caring for employees as whole people and helping them maintain work-life balance. Ultimately, the EAP is here to help Washington state government function at its best. Through Results Washington, the governor set performance expectations for Washington state, including efficient, effective, and accountable government. Success measures for this goal include engaged public employees who experience high job satisfaction and a positive workplace culture where leaders build healthy teams and give feedback that improves performance. EAP's services can help organizations meet these goals. We serve all Washington state government agencies, but we also contract to serve other public entities, including higher education, public school districts, fire districts, public utilities, tribal governments, and so forth. Our specialization for almost 50 years has been supporting public employees in Washington state. The EAP provides support in a wide range of areas, including change, stress, financial concerns, relationships, family issues, grief, trauma, and mental health. I encourage you to think about using EAP for maintaining wellness. Don't wait until you're in a crisis to call us. We have a broad array of services to meet various needs, and no concern is too big or too small to seek help from EAP. Next, I'll review our services and explain how they work. Our counseling services are sometimes referred to as an EAP assessment. I don't prefer that term because it makes it sound like we might give you a test. Rather, an assessment is an opportunity for you to meet with a professional counselor who will help identify your concerns, provide support, develop an action plan for any ongoing help you need, and connect you to resources. This happens over the course of 1 to 3 sessions, in person or by phone. And you can use the EAP again in the future if you have a new problem to address. Note that EAP is not just for you. Other adults in your household can use EAP counseling services as well. If you need support for a child under 18, you as the caregiver would come without the child so that we can discuss the situation, the impact it's having on the family, give you parenting support, and get you connected to the right child specialist for ongoing care if needed. I also want to clarify how EAP differs from therapy. First, we're free for you to use, so there's no copay, deductible, or bill that you have to worry about. Unlike therapy that goes through your health insurance, you don't have to have an approved diagnosis or medical necessity to use EAP. You can call us for a variety of issues that wouldn't necessarily fit into your mental health benefits, such as relationship issues. Next, we provide easy and quick access. You don't have to search for a counselor taking new clients who's on your insurance panel. Simply call us to get a referral. Clients are typically offered an appointment within 1 week of their intake call. Also, EAP is designed to be short-term and solution-focused, so it's a practical way of dealing with work or personal issues. And lastly, as a workplace service, we will help assess any impact that your concern is having on your job and help you figure out how to manage that. EAP also provides consultation for supervisors, leaders, and HR professionals. For example, a supervisor might need coaching on how to have a conversation with an employee who's struggling with performance, or an HR consultant might call seeking resources for an employee who is suicidal or experiencing substance abuse, or a manager might need help figuring out how to best handle conflict on their team. These services are offered by our skilled EAP staff counselors with experience and knowledge working in the public service sector and higher education. Our team also has expertise and experience on topics including substance misuse, anger management, suicide, domestic violence, trauma, and organizational management. Consultation can be provided over the phone, and we can offer same-day consultation for urgent matters, such as safety concerns that need to be managed immediately. Another service that EAP provides is crisis response. When a significant loss or traumatic event occurs, we help guide managers on what to do in the aftermath and talk them through best practices for supporting their work group. If appropriate, we can come in and facilitate a debriefing or an educational group about grief or trauma. This isn't needed most of the time because people are quite resilient, but in certain overwhelming situations, like the traumatic death of a coworker or an act of workplace violence, it can be helpful for a therapist to come and work with the group. When we come on site, these sessions are always voluntary and focus on education about how grief or loss are impacting the work group and ways to promote self-care. The EAP offers a wide variety of other resources to support and build employee capacity. You can call our toll-free number to ask a question or get help finding a local community resource, and counselors are available 24/7 to listen and support you if you are in crisis. We also have many resources available on our website. There are resources by topic, such as this suicide prevention page, which you can find at eap.wa.gov/suicide prevention. We have a great newsletter, the Employee Frontline, covering all sorts of interesting work and life topics, and the Supervisor Frontline that answers common questions EAPs receive from management. Click on the subscribe button on our homepage to receive it in your inbox monthly. And we host webinars live and also have recorded on-demand webinars on our website on topics including emotional intelligence, stress and anger management, and more being added regularly. Many agencies and organizations provide an additional work-life benefit through EAP. You can find this on the Work-Life Resources tab on our homepage or at eap.wa.gov/work-life. If your organization offers this benefit, log in using your organization code, which your HR office or our office can provide you. You'll have access to an employee support website that has thousands of articles with expert advice on a wide range of work and life topics, such as parenting, elder care, wellness, financial health, and workplace issues. It also has a provider database for childcare, elder care, and pet sitting, dozens of e-learnings and webinars, and online legal forms, including a free will maker program. The work-life benefit also includes legal and financial consultation. Depending on your situation, the legal benefit offers a free half-hour consultation by phone or a referral to a local attorney who provides free consultation and discounted ongoing services. You can use this for any personal concerns, like adoption, divorce, neighbor disputes, as long as it's not work-related. Financial counseling includes free help over the phone to speak with a financial expert, whether you are making a monthly budget, want advice to save for a big life expense, or ideas on how to reduce debt. If you want to learn more, there is a separate work-life resource webinar on our website. To start accessing services, simply call us at 877-313-4455 or visit our website, eap.wa.gov. When you call during regular business hours, you will talk to one of our wonderful intake professionals. They'll ask for a brief description of why you are calling so they can connect you to the appropriate support. They will either schedule you to meet with an in-house counselor, or they will give you a referral to a local counselor who you connect with directly to schedule. You will be asked to fill out the intake form found on our website, and you'll notice that we ask optional demographic questions such as racial ethnic identity, sexual orientation, gender identity, and pronouns. This is because we want to ensure that all of our clients receive the appropriate care they need and the respect they deserve. One myth about EAP is that it's just for employees who are in trouble at work. But 98% of employees come either on their own or because management may have told them about EAP as a resource. In less than 2% of cases is an employee formally referred because of performance issues, and I'll explain that process next. A formal referral only occurs when an employee is having performance issues. A supervisor or human resources professional reaches out to EAP first and tells us about their concerns. Then, management lets the employee know they have been formally referred and asks the employee to contact EAP for an appointment. By law, management has the right to know if formally referred employees followed through with services. However, and this is very important, the content of your counseling remains totally confidential. EAP never reports back to your employer about anything that you talked about in your counseling session unless you request us to do so in writing. It's also important to note that in the case of a formal referral, EAP is still always voluntary. No one can force you to attend, and choosing not to participate in EAP services by law cannot factor in decisions affecting job security, promotional opportunities, or corrective or disciplinary action. RCW 4104-730 explains this law in detail. I want to address 4 common barriers to employees not using their EAP benefit. The one we hear the most is fear about confidentiality. The RCW we just reviewed says that attending EAP and the content you share with us is held in strict confidence. EAP records are different than those open to public disclosure because of this protection in the law. Additionally, we are licensed counselors and just like any medical provider are mandated to maintain confidentiality unless someone's life is at risk or where required by law. The only information agencies receive is aggregate data like percent utilization and trends that cannot be related back to individuals. Next, often there is a stigma associated with reaching out to EAP. You deserve a safe place for support, and there is a benefit to dealing with problems early instead of waiting for things to get worse. Another is about approval to use the service. You do not need permission from a supervisor to access EAP, and no referral is needed. And lastly, there's a WAC that says leave with pay must be granted to state employees to receive help from EAP, and a WAC that says getting help from EAP is an acceptable use of state time and resources. Most union agreements also include access to EAP. Check with your human resources for your organization's policies and procedures for using EAP on work time. However, you may prefer to keep your use of EAP private, in which case you're also welcome to use sick or vacation time for appointments or come during non-work hours. The best advocates for EAP are folks who have used the program. So here are just a few quotes of what your colleagues have said on counseling evaluations. Things like, EAP was extremely helpful, a wonderful resource. It improved their performance at work, gave effective strategies, and many clients say they highly recommend EAP to others. To end, here's a summary of what you can expect from us. The Washington State EAP is always free and confidential. We are accessible, expert professionals, here to support you in all aspects of life and to offer practical help in a caring, respectful, and culturally relevant way. Our goal is to look at your needs holistically and provide resources to empower you to be your best self. And with that, we've reached the end of our presentation. I hope you have a great rest of your day and never hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be here when you need us. Thanks for spending time with me today, and take good care.